of the week from home theater, smart home to AI.
Did we just start?
Yeah, we did.
I don't get to see the intro anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to figure out what something in my teeth. Looks like a leaf. Don't look. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, why do you always interrupt the intro?
I don't know.
You do it just to fuck with me, and I know it.
Well, I didn't know it was going this time.
What, the welcome to Tech Fever, play everything's weekly tech podcast, the thing I start the show off with every week? You didn't know that was the intro?
I was confused by it, if I'm being honest.
Where we talk about everything from home theater to smart home to AI and robots and everything in between. If you have a question for the show, send it to techfeverpodcast@gmail.com. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host, Kevin Coello.
So last week I had a blackout. I haven't had a blackout in my life for a long time. It's pretty crazy.
Back up, though. What'd you do for those 3 hours? Or however long? Oh, how long was it?
It was somewhere around there. It was like 2.5. I also got a hot tub from Craigslist, so I just went in the hot tub.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I can't believe you pulled off the Craigslist hot tub. We've been talking about that.
We got a smaller hot tub than I initially was planning to get.
The 14-person hot tub that was like the size of a backyard. That one?
Yeah, so there was going to be some problems with getting it into my backyard. There's a little alley you have to take it, and that alley is exactly 37 inches. Turns out most normal hot tubs are between 36 and 42 inches. So I had to try to get the smallest one, and we got one that was 36, and it just barely fit, but it made it all the way there.
Right through?
Now, getting the electrical outlet put in, that was interesting.
Yeah, professionally done? Installed by yourself?
What?
I said professionally done or installed by yourself?
The electrical outlet was professionally done.
I mean, I could see you trying to do something like that.
Nothing that can burn my house down. No,
Why would he say someone to do this?
No, but we me, my brother-in-law, my brother, and Cool Greg helped me move the actual hot tub over. We used it every night since we got it up and running.
Electrical bill is going to be through the roof.
No.
Well, you let me know.
I will.
Very interested.
From my understanding, it should be somewhere between $30 and $50 more a month.
And on the board, as usual, Tombo Vlogs.
Yo, what's up?
Kevin, you sent me this. You wanted me to talk about this. Google bedtime. What's the deal?
What do you mean?
You wanted to talk about Google? You said remind me to talk about Google bedtime.
No, maybe Tumbo. You know anything about this?
Don't know any Google stuff.
Oh.
You're the Google fan.
No, I'm playing. Obviously, I'm paying. Yeah, so maybe this is like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I saw that there was an update that introduced this Google bedtime, right? I'm like, all right, that's interesting. You want to turn it on? Sure, I'll turn it on. Set it. It's like, what time do you want to go to bed? What time do you want to wake up? And I was like, all right. It's not realistic, but let's put 11 o'clock to 8 a.m., okay? 8 a.m. is when the dog food goes off. No, the cat food goes off, at which point the dog tries to eat the cat's food. So I have to get up and make the dog food. So 8 a.m. is usually when I wake up. So turned it on. I'm like, all right, this is interesting. Didn't look at it at all. Just kind of closed it and went on my business. 11 o'clock that night, boom, suddenly my phone, 15 minutes earlier, it gets an alert and be like, yo, it's close to bedtime, dude. And I'm like, all right, phone, sure, whatever. 11 o'clock comes around and it turns to grayscale. The phone is suddenly black and white only.
Oh yeah, for the eyes, right? To get you adjusted and ready for bedtime?
No, I think it's more of like to get you not wanting to look at your phone. Because it's weird.
Yeah, I think it's that, but I also think it's because your phone has strain on your eyes. So it
switches over to that yellow light when sun goes down. So it goes from blue light to yellow light. That's been a feature they've had for a long time, where you can set it where it's like it can detect when it goes down. Let me see what that's called.
Yeah, because I know your brain nightlight.
Yeah, so I have it currently set to switch over to the yellow amber light instead of using blue light at sunset. So it'll figure out when the hell that is. I don't know how it does that. Witchcraft, magic, call it what it will. But this transitions over to black and white. And like, I feel like it makes me want to get off my phone. Like doing it for like 30 minutes is like, I don't like, I'll be looking at Reddit or something, right? And it's just the black and white makes it so I'm just like, I should stop doing this. And it's been doing a decent job of getting me off my phone late at night.
I guess that's why they develop all this stuff, right? Is to be able to get us more and more like into it. Like, what book was it that was saying that like the tech industry actually like consulted with like casinos for like apps, like all these like Twitter consulted like casino industries on like what gets people to like keep like going and clicking.
Yeah,
so that's why
familiar.
like when you like pull down Twitter, you hear that little, and then like when you hit the like the hearts and it has a little explosion, things like that. To like little things like that mentally have us more addicted. Which
I remember hearing that from somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. And it makes sense, you know. People want to have you addicted and keep you on the app using it as much as possible. The only problem is it's annoying to figure out where this feature is. So you have to go into your clock app, right? Which you can do on Android. You can do in two ways. One, pull down the top bar and then poke the time. And that'll take you to the clock app, or you can pull up your thing and look for clock, and there it is, right? And then it's one of the 5 options on the bottom. It's the one to the right. It's called bedtime. You can go in there. It also, one of the other things it does is it can put your phone in like, what is it called? Hold on. Do not disturb mode. I feel scared of having it in do not disturb mode because it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm going to miss a call or something. So I've had that feature turned off, but it's really interesting. You can also set it to on a schedule or while charging at bedtime. So it's pretty interesting too.
Yeah.
Like when it does this. Yeah.
that is crazy. Like I wonder if that's
the,
only Google, right?
What?
I think Google's the only one that does.
I think it's an Android thing. I don't know which phones have it, but I really feel like I'm noticing an effect. And if you have an Android device and find yourself staying up late at night, like everyone, you know, that has a smartphone, playing on your phone, maybe turn this feature off. Persuade yourself to not, you know.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I would be actually interested to play with like a feature like that, just to see the effect it has on you, because you don't realize how addicted we get to screens, especially in this house when there's fucking 17 different screens at any given time anywhere, except the living room, which is interesting. But yeah, no,
the living room has a screen. You get rid of that screen? Oh, you did get rid of that screen.
Yeah. In the studio now. Yeah. Well, any new tech that you've been playing with for the week other than Google Bedtime?
Well, there was the hot tub too. And boy, let me tell you, hot tubs last a long time. And when your budget is less than like $300, you're going to get yourself an old hot tub.
Is that what you got it for? Under 300?
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Yeah, it is. Turns out if you're trying to get it for free, which I was for a little while, it is going to be very, very challenging. I believe what happens is they get bought by other by like people that actually refurbish them and then sell them for a lot more. So you got to attack. Any other tech that I'm playing with? No, nothing of like real note. Oh, my camera went out.
Tech Fever, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly how we roll on this show.
I wonder what happened there. Oh, frozen.
And he's back.
Don't
frozen,
sweat.
but he's back. So yeah, I've actually picked up the Oculus Quest this last couple weeks. I've only had it for a couple days now. I played somebody's Oculus Quest like a little bit. Like I haven't really dabbled in VR too much.
What's up, dude? Give us names. Whose Oculus Quest you playing with?
I can't say.
You easily could.
No, nobody knows.
Combos?
No.
It's a flower.
But it sold me on it, so then I decided, okay, I'm gonna finally do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger. Got the Oculus Quest, and really fucking cool. Like I don't know if anybody out there, I don't know how many people have actually like in reality has tried VR. I think that is the best way to go is the Quest, because you're not tied down by wires, you're not tied down by anything, which I feel like that's such a huge turn off. Facebook did such a good job in terms of being like, hey, like we're gonna go with the wire-free experience, and it just works so well. Now, obviously, you're not gonna get like a super long battery life out of it, but to be honest, you're not gonna be playing VR for like hours and hours on end.
True.
And if you do, I mean, you could.
I don't know, actually. If you're playing, what's that one game called? Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Have you played Beat Saber?
Download it. Now, I am disappointed in Beat Saber.
Why?
Because there's not more music. Like.
Okay, yeah, but what's the Oculus that works on PC?
The Rift. Oculus Rift.
Rift. So I have a Rift, and if it's my understanding, you can add songs via using your computer somehow.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Like that's like people make songs and they put them in there, right?
That's awesome.
Which is really
I didn't
cool
know about that.
But that being said, just accept the challenge that like, okay, there's not that many songs, and I'm gonna like get perfect scores on all of the ratings.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have an absurd amount of like gameplay.
It's one of my favorite things, like Beat Saber. And it's just like
What's the longest you played it for?
I mean, I played it for like a half hour.
Were you like ridiculously sweaty afterwards?
No, surprisingly, no.
Really?
Yeah, but it hasn't been that hot.
When I was playing, it was like I think Andy came in and he was like, "There's noticeable humidity in the room." Like it devastated him.
Making the fire alarms go off.
Sure, yeah.
No, that is the one thing. The material around it, I don't like it being fabric. I wish it was rubber or something. Obviously, that's gonna be less comfortable, but it's easier to clean.
I feel like that's gonna trap all the water. You're gonna drown your eyeballs.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's how it works, you know?
Or like it's gonna have little ducts for it to like come out, and then you're just gonna be crying.
But I want to make this like just say this because I feel like everybody goes, oh, like VR is like crazy, this and that and the other. I feel like once you actually like experience, I feel like it's hard not to be sold, especially with like when now there's like more stuff out for it. But I'm more excited to see, especially with like no NFL games or no sports games. Like I'm sure during this coronavirus time, they are going to be doing concerts even more, and they're going to be doing sporting events even more, and that stuff really, really intrigues me.
Have you tried, like, what other VR headsets have you tried?
None.
Really?
Yeah, none. I tried to do the PSVR at a convention once, and then
dude,
I just
I have all of them, right?
Yeah. You
should come and hang out, man. We should do a little VR day.
Yeah,
I mean, to experience, because what's the Vive Pro is really interesting. It's I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable one, but it's pretty comfortable. PSVR is the easiest one to like get up and going. Yeah. Usually, the Vive Pro has a Wi-Fi like adapter, and that makes it a lot easier. But I feel like the Quest Go is probably the best. And then, that's not Quest Go. What is it called?
Just the Quest.
The Quest, yeah. But I love the one I have, which is the we were just saying the name of it earlier.
The Rift?
The Rift, yeah. Because that has the little cameras. You don't have to set up a bunch of little squares everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty simple too.
I like doing like the mapping, like the mapping on the Quest. And I don't know, I feel like
the Rift does that too.
Well, yeah, but you said it has like the camera, so you don't have to set up all these little squares everywhere, right?
Yeah, I know, but like it's pretty simple. You just put down the two things and have to angle it a little bit, and then it's done. And then it'll do the Guardian system. You know, the Guardian system where you step out of it, which is really, really rad. I also have, I don't have it at my house, but I do have, I can get my hands on the what's the new one from, the people that made Half-Life.
Oh, the Steam?
Alex?
Or like,
yeah, the Steam one. Alex, yeah. I think or is that the game? Half-Life Alex, is that the name of the game?
I think that's the name of the game.
Okay, well, we have access to one of those bad boys, so you could really come, like, try everything.
I'm for it. I mean, and that's the thing with, like, PlayStation, at least the
stay
PSVR.
6 feet away from me, though, sick boy. You know what I mean?
I'm Survivor, you know?
And I'll set up the PSVR sled.
Sled. It's a sled?
Wait, I've shown you this. I have a racing sled.
Oh, yeah.
And it is 10 out of 10 game. I've only tried Drive Club VR because the Gran Turismo Sport came out, and Miller got me a physical copy, which usually it's just codes, and I was so excited, and then I lost the copy. Can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really into VR now. I mean, it just really sold me. And then
it's really cool.
PSVR has the more appealing games than me, but I just hope that they come out with like a standalone like Quest. Like,
dude, I feel like most games are going everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
there's
just
some
like,
exclusives.
Sure, you're not gonna get the Batman game everywhere. You might actually. I don't know. I said
Astrobot.
that.
I'm not gonna get Astrobot.
Honestly, Astrobot is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm
it's
super
baby
in
game,
on it.
but it's fun.
It's the hold on. Can you go back to that the page that you had pulled up? The Steam one, just for correction's sake, is the Index.
Yeah, Index
Looks weird. I also don't like the look of the Vive.
What's wrong with the Vive?
It just looks like Swiss cheese.
The Vive isn't great. It's funny. Someone I can't remember. It was one of the bigger YouTube channels that does tech stuff. Did a review on the Vive Pro, and they were like, the Pro part is closer to, like, in their opinion, closer to like professional, in the sense that like the Vive Pro makes it really easy for multiple people to try it. So they're like, it kind of feels like it's like a prosumer level thing where you could like buy it and have a bunch of people test your game out, or like take it to a con. Yeah.
Real quick before we move on, have you tried any like of the experiences, like the concerts or like the non-game stuff?
No. Well, I mean, VR porn.
Well,
but
yeah,
that didn't do it for me.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before the show.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Does that not appeal to you at all?
I just, I mean, I feel like watching porn in like an own enclosed thing where you don't know what's going on around you is probably not a great idea. But no, I mean, it didn't feel. It just felt like, oh, it's pretending it's a really big screen. You know?
I like how you went for the porn stuff. No, I'm just saying in general, like the live event stuff doesn't like appeal to you.
No. I mean, live event in general don't do anything for me. Like I've never been to a concert in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And I hate Kind of Funny Live every year, you know? Like, ugh, so much work. That's not true. It's always a lot of fun. But I just I've you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that I've maybe watched the WWE clips that they do for like their big events.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, it feels like a big screen. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm just not getting it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm sure it's not 100% there yet either, but we will be. That's the exciting part about technology.
But Lauren Lanning thinks that's the big selling point of it. And he's like, I feel like the last two times I've talked to him, somehow we've ended up in like talking about PSVR, and he thinks that like that's going to be its big selling point. I just don't know what they need to do to push it to that next level of like really feeling like you're there.
Yeah, I mean I think the proportions is a big part of it in terms of like getting the proportions right, so people don't look like giants and like you. Right,
when you're watching porn, that shit'll freak you out.
As long as it doesn't look like you said, like a big screen, because in a way it does. At least my brain lets me immerse myself a little bit more.
Oh, you know, sorry, really quick to interrupt you. There is an interactive like movie on PSN, or I don't know, on the PlayStation VR. It's got some weird French name, and I did watch that, and that was really interesting because for the most part, it's just the story that kind of goes and cuts between different scenes. Mm-hmm. And you can it's like a box that you're looking around. So that was actually kind of cool. But I wonder, like, I haven't seen anything else like that pop up.
Yeah, I that's the thing that's kind of crappy about technology sometimes, is like you basically have to wait for it to get like more and more mainstream before you get like the really, really cool stuff. Yeah. But I'm all in, man. I'm ready to see more experiences like this.
It would be really cool for a live event, like a concert, if they had hella cameras up somehow. I don't know how they would do it, but cameras everywhere. so that you could do that same effect. So it could look like you're at a concert, like, you know, you're just in the middle of the crowd or slightly above the crowd.
Yeah.
But then if you wanted to, you can like zoom out like it was this diorama, you know, but it was an actual live concert going on, and you can kind of be like, oh, let me see it from this perspective, and then scroll and then zoom in, you know?
Yeah, that's got to be coming. I mean, with Corona, like I said, I feel like there's somebody looking into this and trying to make this more plausible, and then paying like, you know, $10 or $20, whatever it is, to like go and experience that.
Yeah, I don't know what they could do to get me more into the porn, but I hope they keep trying.
I mean, they will. They'll perfect it.
I don't know, man.
That's the world's brightest minds over there working on that stuff. That's what pushed the internet forward. That's what's going to push VR forward. Kevin,
I hope so.
You ready to talk some tech?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
I'm ready.
You had to think about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
I just wanted to give you a little suspense. I wanted you to be like, oh shit, he's not ready.
You're always keeping me on my feet. Canon tries to take on I say try because it's a disaster, the A7 series Sony, the mirrorless full frame cameras with the EOS R6 and R5. So essentially what they did is they made mirrorless versions of their 5D and 6D cameras. The R5 is 8K. You can shoot in 8K. It has the dual pixel autofocus, both of them do, and just, again, crazy quality, but the biggest issue around these, you actually
wait, real quick, 8K with that size of body, like, that's crazy, right?
Well, you're right. That is crazy. Yeah. The biggest problem has been overheating. You sent me this article today.
Yeah, that's right.
People are kind of pissed off because we were supposed to talk about this last week, but then you had your power go out. So now this is released to the public, and people have gotten their hands on it, and they've tried. Like, cool. What was that?
Why you say like my power goes out?
Yeah,
like
well, your power went out, so we couldn't talk about it last week. That's what I was trying to get at. I mean, if you want to take it as an insult, you can.
I'm just saying you said it really aggressively, right, Tumbo?
He did say it.
You're right. I did say it. Not aggressively. Tom, he just dissed you before the show. He said that you are pointless before the show. I defended you.
Hey, Tumbo. I dissed you during the show too. You know what I mean, my dude? Who's my guy?
Hey.
It's you, Tumbo.
Hey, you know, I'm a wannabe producer, so you know he's a producer. We gotta stick with each other.
There you go.
He doesn't want you.
Hey, you know, a lot of parents don't want their kids.
Yep. Okay, but they're stuck with them.
Oh man. But yeah, so this has been like the biggest
so how much time do you get in it? How much time can you record an 8K video for?
Well, you might be asking that, and I would say
there's no might. I am definitely asking you that right now.
At 120 frames per second, you got 15 minutes. And at 30 frames per second.
1.5.
Oh, sorry, that's 4K. At 8K with 30 frames per second is 20 minutes. And then
20 minutes.
Yeah. 20 minutes.
Okay.
That seems like, you know.
Well, and then
who needs a camera more than 20 minutes?
Done. Once you got 20 minutes done, what happens?
It overheats.
Okay. And then how long does it say how long the cooldown time is?
The cooldown time is 20 minutes. And then after that, hold on. And after that 20 minutes, guess what? You get 8 more minutes of recording time.
Oh, that's not good.
It is not. So they're trying to address this, or they did come out and actually address this, and they said, let me get this pulled up.
Our bad. We fucked up. I hope that's what they said.
No, I mean, so in regard to the installation of the fan, the decision not to install a fan within the body was made in order to maintain the EOS R5's compact size, lightweight construction, and weather resistance. Before recording starts, the EOS R5 and EOS R6 display an estimate of recordable time on the current camera temperature and the set recording mode. Canon has published and then there's a little chart that what I just said with all like the recording times on how much you have. Hold on, I'm trying to find the actual quote. But basically, they're trying to implement things like the overheat function to where it stops the camera from like overheating before it overheats, and then that's where you get the cooldown times. And then they made the body out of
a necessary thing, right? Like if if a camera if anything overheats, it's gonna break it eventually.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and then they also said, so listen to this. So they said, set overheat control function on default. When the overheat control function is enabled, the movie size and frame rate are automatically changed while the camera is in standby mode to suppress the rise of internal temperatures. Between recording, it is recommended to turn off the camera and position the camera out of direct sunlight. You can also use an external fan to dissipate the heat. That's what they're saying. That's their fix.
When I was in college, I was I don't remember why. I was editing a video for something, and my computer was really shitty. So I had a 13-inch fan that I could aim up, and I would just put my computer on there full blast, and that kept it from overheating. So it sounds like this is a practical solution for the Sony camera too.
Yeah, well, no, the Sony camera doesn't have this issue. That's the thing. It's like you're trying to compete.
Oh. Canon camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I spoke wrong.
No, the Sony. You're trying to compete with Sony, and like you come out with a pretty specced out camera, notably so. Which again, before all this happened, people were like, "This is crazy." That like they're trying to outdo Sony, and you get the dual pixel autofocus.
To be true.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. The fact that you get 20 minutes and then how many minutes on 4K? 4K recording at 60 frames per second, 25 minutes, 30 frames per second, 30 minutes. And then
just so you know, your numbers seem to be all over the place. I thought you said 8K 20 minutes. Is that right?
Correct. 8K. I said 4K now. We're on 4K. At 4K, you get longer recording times because it's less heat that's being generated. You understand? You get it? So at 8K, it's 20 minutes. At 4K, you're going to be looking at 25.
It affects it if you're recording or not recording?
I bet you that's interesting if it's just on.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because like right now, this is my XT2, an old camera, 3 years old. I'm older than that, significantly. Going in through the cam link via HDMI, could you do that with this guy? Does it even output 8K?
I bet. I mean, since it doesn't have an internal fan, which I don't know why they thought that would be a good. I get that you want, to the more compact size to compete with the Sonys, dude. And water resistance, but you're not. I mean, let's get a product that works. I would prefer that over like the body size, to be honest. But no, that is interesting. I bet you it still shuts off because technically it's still taking in that signal.
Right. That's kind of what I assume. This like the sensor. I imagine it's the sensor that's overheating, right?
Yeah. That is interesting. I do want to see if anybody has an answer to that. Let us know. Comment down below. I would be interested to see if it just being on would overheat. I imagine so because, I mean, the Canon's, the C100 I have still, like, has a fan and it blows hot air when it's...
You ever clean that fan?
No, not yet.
It's fun to clean, dude.
Yeah?
It's a vent on the side right behind where the lens is.
Yeah.
Go in there with a little pressurized air.
That can't be good.
With a vacuum on the other side. What do you mean?
I don't think that could be good.
What?
That's fine? Air? Yeah. In the camera?
Yeah, what's wrong with pressure? What's wrong with pressurized air?
All right, just wondering. I'm going to clean my fan after this,
You just hit the vent. A little with a vacuum on the other side. And you know what I mean? Get rid of all the mess, too.
I know what you mean.
Get rid of all the mess.
So, yeah, Canon's essentially saying just deal with it. And we're going to have a couple things in place.
Just don't use it longer than... 25 minutes.
Again, that's mainly for video, but I assume you're going to run into the same issues if you're doing like long shooting sessions for pictures. Now, again, these cameras respectively are $2,500 and $3,900. So that's a big price point to just be like, okay, deal with it. Instead of like, okay, we'll take it back to like do what Samsung did. Take it like with the Fold. Take it back. And then fix it.
But the difference is like this: the Fold wasn't out yet, right? That was just what they had sent out to people, right?
I don't. Is this out?
I don't know.
It must have just hit market then.
I don't know. Actually,
because I thought this said August. I'm looking at the.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if it's not out yet, like, don't fuck this up, Canon.
Yeah, it's expected to. Oh wait, no, those are the lenses.
They got new lenses coming out?
Yeah. And those ship August. And hopefully those don't overheat. You know what I mean?
Well, the lenses aren't gonna overheat.
Yeah, I mean,
Although you have to update your lenses every once in a while. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's a lot of fun.
I didn't know that. You're teaching me something every time I talk to you, Kevin. You know that?
Whatever, dude. August 27th. Yeah, you're right. They're not out yet. They should stop this and figure out a way to put a fan somewhere.
They won't. They'll just be like,
I know they won't. Like, I mean, you can't be this close to a product coming out and expect that you can stop them and then somehow add a fan. It's just not like you'd have to totally redesign the body. It's a cute body though.
I would do it though. If I were them, I would just take the loss.
I just can't imagine the money's there. Oh man, it's really pretty.
So if you're looking to get a camera, get a Sony camera.
Yeah, man. I love the A6400. I can't believe how much I like that camera. So that's a beautiful camera.
Awesome. So I told you.
You were right.
Thank you.
I talked a lot of shit behind your back about that. Like I insulted you for days to anyone that would listen.
Yeah, and not even behind my back, you know, in front of my back. You know?
Yeah, to Tumbo. You know. But you were right.
Speaking of Samsung, since they did that recall, did you see the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 picture, the leaked picture? Tumbo, can you click on the link and see if you can full size that picture? Just so I can pull it for the people.
I don't like not being able to see what you're showing people.
I just click on the link. Just, click on the link.
What link?
In the doc. Link? In the doc that we use.
There's a doc?
There's a doc.
You're just not making all this stuff off the cuff right now?
I mean, I'd be pretty impressed if I could. Yeah, it's a blurry picture because it's a leaked. It's not supposed to be out yet.
I think that like it's embarrassing, Samsung and Google and all these major companies putting out terrible like leaks. Did you hear about what happened with the Pixel 4a?
No. Update me.
Dude. So what was it? Something in the store was getting updated and they were like, "Oh, hey, I can't remember what it was. It was something else was like, it was Google Home or Google Wi-Fi, the Nest Wi-Fi, right? Mm-hmm. But instead, it was an image of the 4A, which we've heard no news about. We were supposed to get an I/O in the beginning of May, and nothing, no news. And then they accidentally post this picture, and it's like, people have to be better about this.
That's what happens when you make the intern do it. That's why they're probably go fucking post some stuff on social media, and he posts
does someone get fired after that? Because then Samsung, like a week before that, did on the what was it? It was the Ultra, I think it was the S20 Ultra. They posted an image that was the Note 5 or Note 20 Ultra or whatever. Yeah,
we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
Yeah, we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Did we?
Yeah, the gold one.
Yeah. It's just like, how are people fucking these things up so badly? Stop screwing up, you think big tech like a Samsung or a Google would be able to keep a secret, and they just apparently cannot. But I will tell you what, Kevin. If you look at this blurry ass photo that we're staring at right now on the screen, ass photo, dude.
You see that front screen?
Yeah.
You see that front screen?
Yeah, it looks bigger.
It looks the full size of the front of the.
So wait, the first one wasn't like was there empty space, or it just wasn't as wide, right?
It had big bezels all around it. Yeah, big bezels. It was only a little itty bitty screen. It looked like.
I mean, this is a handsome ass looking phone, and I really wish that it wasn't fucking on Samsung.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what right now. If this leak is true and it's a full front size screen,
you're lying.
No, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
No, you're not. No,
100%.
Tom, write it down. It's July 22nd.
Actually, no, we're gonna record it and add it to one of these little button pads for the sound pads. Yeah, and just every single time he says no, just put it.
Do it. I swear, if it is a full front screen, I'm in.
Say my name is Cheeks, and I'm gonna buy the new Samsung phone.
My name is Cheeks, and if Samsung makes the Fold 2 with a full front screen, I'm gonna buy it.
All right, thank you.
Clip that, Tumble. No, 100%. So there's not a lot of details with this leak. It's gonna be a gold. There's gonna be a gold model. It looks to have the same S20 Ultra cameras. And apparently there's a price cut that's going to be coming with it as well, which is very exciting.
I think that's the most interesting part right there.
And it could be a 7.7 screen instead of a 7.3 inch screen. So closer to 8 inches.
A little bit bigger.
So if this is true, and if this picture is accurate and it's a full front screen, I'm so in.
I mean, this looks like it's going to be a thick phone. This looks like it looks like two phones just stacked together.
I'm for it. You know,
I'm not
Thickness
saying I'm against
doesn't bother
it.
me.
I'm just saying it's gonna be big. You're gonna have gray marks in your pockets for sure.
Girth is nothing to be afraid of, and I'm very excited for this Galaxy Z Fold 2.
Well, yeah, until your pocket's all stretched out.
No, it's good. I'm on keto. I'm losing weight. I'll have the extra room.
Oh, is that working out? You still on keto?
Yeah, still at 20 pounds. You know, didn't do nothing.
I can't tell.
Nothing. I know. I got a long way to go, Kev.
Hey man, 40 more. We'll get there. Remember when I lost 40 pounds and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you look different."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's a nice way of saying that."
Gain it back.
Overnight. Oh, right away. You go to Italy. That's what all you do is eat pasta. You're gonna gain some of it back.
Oh man, so I'm excited. I don't know if you have much more to say on that, but the reason I added that was because the front display. Very excited.
When is the Samsung event? It's like next week, right?
August. Yeah, it's beginning of August. I don't know the exact
August
date.
7th. August, one of those.
Yeah,
I'm stoked about it, but I also I'm never gonna get one of these phones because Google's never gonna make one. You know.
It's true. They're not. Have you? I don't know if you've seen any of the leaks from Apple trying to do this. It sounds terrible. I
saw leaks for the Apple 12 iPhone. That looks cool.
Where on Tom's Guide? I feel like they bullshit a lot of the time.
I mean, there's a lot of places. What MKBHD? Whoa, that was really hard to get out all the way. Did a video with like a render that they got 3D printed from all the leaks.
That's awesome.
It looks cool.
I'm sold if that's the case.
What do you mean? You can't be sold for both. Tombo, you hearing this shit?
But no, not on Apple. Not on Apple.
You just said that.
On Samsung. Sorry, let me clarify. Samsung. If this is true, I'm getting it. I'm jumping ship on Apple. 100%.
It's an exciting day.
Speaking of exciting, I don't know. I'm trying to transition.
Don't double guess it. You nailed it.
Your next White Castle slider could be cooked by a robot. While robot short order cooks have been in development for a few years, their use in actual customer-facing businesses has largely been restricted to either independent or gimmick restaurants. But that changes with the Miso Robotics, maker of Flippy, and White Castle, the maker of sliders, announced the Indiana-based pilot program that could one day see burger flipping robots sliding, patting, and dunking fries across the country. The industry is facing some real fundamental changes. Buck Jordan of Miso Robotics, CEO and co-founder, told Engadget, there's labor challenges due to sufficiency in kitchens. There's been a massive increase of delivery, and now, of course, shifting customer preferences towards low-touch establishments. These are all challenges that can be solved with automation. When we started to look in the future of the kitchen, well, we didn't want to wait. White Castle VP Jamie Richardson added, we've also been around for 99 years as a family-owned business, and we just saw Miso as a great partner. We've been around for generations, and we're a smaller family-owned business that doesn't fall behind, and its partnership gives us a chance to do what's best for our teams and best for our customers.
Cheeks, you ever been to White Castle?
One time when I was very young.
Okay, so you don't remember, it sounds like.
No, I expect it to be garbage. I've had those frozen ones.
So I've had the frozen one too, and I'm gonna be honest, it's one of my favorite things.
The frozen ones?
Yeah, I love them so fucking much.
They're not good.
No, you're not good.
They are not good. They're not worth what they are.
But they're like $3.50 for like 6 or some shit.
No, I'm saying like the calories, you know?
Oh, Jesus
calories,
Christ.
the carbs. I look at White Castle burgers like cocaine now.
All right, chill out, dude. Okay, they're fantastic, and if I can get them a little faster, a robot's doing them, I'm all in.
I mean, this goes back to the theme of the show. It seems like as robots are taking over the world.
I love robots.
Tom,
for one,
click that link real quick. Or Kevin, go ahead and click the link as well. I think there's actually a picture of what this guy looks like. It's basically like on a rail system.
Obviously.
there's two. Yeah, they're just giant robot arms that are on a rail system that are able to flip and dunk, and it's crazy. I don't know. The future scares me.
This is the version 2, right? Because the version 1 was too slow, and they essentially it didn't work, and this company was just like, fine, we'll make one that's faster. Yeah. And now it's working.
Correct. Yeah, and they actually have. It looks like they're going to be implemented into an actual restaurant now.
It's very exciting. This sucks in the sense that like that's one less job, but we are in a post-corona world where it's like that's also less hands touching your food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's also everybody is pretty much out of a job anyway. So this is just gonna add to it.
Yeah, but like the people that worked at fast food places still had jobs because they,
Yeah, it scares me, man. I don't like where everything is going right now.
But I do like the idea of getting my food slightly faster.
No, I get it. I get the convenience.
Is that worth someone losing their job? Probably not. I want to make that clear. That sucks. But it's a robot. Like this, you remember when we were little kids and we were like, someday fucking robot's going to make us our burgers. It was cool. We didn't think about people losing their jobs then. Maybe we shouldn't think about it now.
It is cool. I will give it that. That is what's the cool thing about technology, but there's also a very scary downside. Speaking of very scary downside, what do you know about these 3D printed meat?
Cloned meat will save humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, before, from what I was hearing out like a couple years ago, I'd say like 5 years ago when they kind of started all this stuff, it wasn't there and it wasn't good, but I've been actually reading a lot of articles right now where it's like they got it. They basically have it down at the moment.
I want to say, let me see, I'm 30. So something like 8 years ago, I wrote a paper for one of my college classes about clone meat, and like the advantages that comes with are like obscene. Like the amount of pollution that comes from like growing cattle and maintaining them and like having them eat grass or whatever, like that whole process is not good for the environment.
Yeah.
And if we could just throw some chemicals on a petri dish and grow chicken nuggets, that like, I know it doesn't sound like it, but like that would be really good for everyone.
Yeah. It sounds disgusting when you think about it, because
I mean, to be fair, chicken nuggets sound pretty disgusting when you watch how they're made.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
100%. But
like food in general is nasty.
Well, I'm talking about like full like New York strip like steaks like that they're doing. That's actually coming out pretty good.
Well, so the last big thing that I remember hearing about was they made a burger. They grew a burger, and it was like they literally it grew, and it was just you grabbed it and threw it on the heat, which is pretty crazy. I hadn't heard about steaks.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Yeah, so that's hold on. I'm trying to get that.
Unless you made it up right now.
No,
Tumble. Maybe some fact checking. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I'm all in. I'm pretty sure Paula would be in too. Because like no animals are hurt in this process.
Maybe I did just make that up.
Yeah, and burgers are like the biggest thing that they've gotten to so far.
No,
I don't think
world's first lab grown steak revealed.
Oh, when was this? Can you give me a date on this?
2018.
What?
2018.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. And again, well, technically,
would you have any problem eating a steak that was like grown by science?
If it tastes the same, no. But I mean, there's still got to be animals that need to be around to get the cells from to be able to make these. So it's not going to be totally vegetarian. And that actually gets into what the news story is. We're actually going to get our first commercial, consumer grade lab grown product from a fast food restaurant. So KFC is actually trying to create the world's first laboratory-produced chicken nuggets, part of its restaurant of the future concept. The company announced the chicken restaurant chain will work with Russian company 3D printing bioprinting solutions to develop bioprinting technology that will print chicken meat using chicken cells and the plant material. KFC plans to provide bioprinting firm with ingredients like breading and spices to achieve that signature KFC taste, and will seek to replicate the taste and texture of genuine chicken. It's worth noting that bioprinting process KFC describes uses animal material, so any nuggets it's produced wouldn't be vegetarian.
What does that even mean?
Because they use cells. I don't know. I'm not 100% on the actual entire process, but they use cells. So I believe it's some chemical, and then they use plant-based product to like give it like the form and texture.
That's interesting. Well, I think that this is all building to the point where we're no longer slaughtering animals for this. And like that's a desirable goal for many aspects. One, like the meat industry is horrifying. Like it is like regardless of your stance on like whether you eat meat or not, it is not a pretty thing that like it's the slaughtering of anything like for whatever reason is tragic. But like, there's always been a lot of problems for as long as we've been doing this. So I think this is a great thing, and I hope that science keeps moving forward on this. Also, the environment, like I said earlier, there's major effects on it because of the farming that we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think the people who are like, I would never eat this if it tasted the same, are just insane people. Because if it ultimately is the same, and I can get like a good rare steak.
I understand that there's a lot of fear associated with this stuff where it's like, I don't know what that, like, how are they growing animals, or meat? Give me 1 second.
Through science. They're growing it through science. And that's the exciting part. Because it's not like the chip. I'm scared of the chips, Tombo. We talked about it before.
What are you scared of the chips?
But to me, this is not Mark of the Beast. We talked about it.
You just get your little knife and flick it off.
If only it was that simple. No, but genuinely though, I don't know why this is scary to a lot of people. I hope it tastes exactly the same, but we'll see. I mean, I would actually day one go try out these chicken nuggets just to see how they taste.
I would too, but I think that the fear is like fear of GMOs, where it's like people don't have a general understanding of what's going on there, so they're like, "Whoa, people are fucking with like the food. They're genetically modifying that." It's like, yeah, but like it's not as bad as you think, and most of the stuff you eat has been genetically modified.
They've been doing it for like decades. Like everybody, you're okay with that stuff. That's what I'm saying. You think your bread is supposed to last in your cupboard that you got from Lucky's for like months and months and months.
Bread doesn't last that long.
No, Kevin, I swear to God.
No.
I once bought this loaf of bread and it lasted. Even the bagels I have right now are still there. I bought those talking about how long? Like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Not like any mold, not anything.
Throw them out. You're not gonna eat them.
Oh yeah, now I'm not. But you never know. You never know when somebody's gonna want a bagel. But that's the thing is like these things don't mold. Like it's crazy unless you get like super like organic like regular bread. But most people are gonna go with the cheaper option and they're gonna get the bread.
I don't agree with that. A lot of bread is molded in this house.
Oh yeah, no. I have had bread that molds.
I'm saying I do not buy like organic whole wheat bread. Yeah. I am a big fan of oral wheat, the thick cut buttermilk one.
Yeah. No, those ones do mold. I forgot what brand
Artisan, I got. I also artisanal or something like that. Lucky brand.
My point wasn't that all bread doesn't mold. I'm saying
from Costco Business Center. Oh, they're good, but they mold.
Yeah, everything from Costco molds is infuriating. No, I'm not saying.
Wait, no, don't sit here and talk shit about Costco. It does.
I won't have it. Lasts 2 days. It lasts 2 days. Anything
stop
from
buying
Costco.
The giant thing of mayonnaise. Buy a normal size thing of mayonnaise.
The giant thing of mayonnaise lasts you a long time. I'm talking about the bread. Bread from Costco, terrible. Doesn't last.
My mom used to freeze one of the loaves.
That's the way to do it. That's the way I grew up as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point wasn't that all bread doesn't mold. I'm saying there is bread that doesn't mold, and that's an issue, and that's what people are ingesting, and they're fine with it. So why is this such a big jump? So get over it. We're all going to be eating lab-grown meat in 10 years.
I, for one, am very excited about it.
Me too. I don't understand people who have an issue with it. You know what?
I mean, I get it. I don't want to like just be like, oh, I don't get it, like, because it's just like that's weird. Where it's like, oh, this didn't come from an animal. This came from a petri dish. Like people are afraid of like unknown consequences for untested stuff.
It is
the reality
weird.
is, when it comes out, it's not like we're gonna have 50 years of like, yeah, there's definitely nothing connected to it. There probably won't be anything connected. Like it's definitely like it's probably not gonna cause like cancer, but like a lot of people are gonna say that it might, there's not gonna be hard proof till later that it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean that's just with anything in life. I mean that's the people with the 5G. 5G causes cancer. It's gonna take over your mind. I mean those people are just gonna do them anyway, no matter what. You know. All right, great. You know what else? I'm excited I'm excited for. Next piece of news. SpaceX gets closer to a private beta of its Starlink internet service. SpaceX may soon give a select number of people who express interest in hearing more about Starlink access to its satellite internet service. The Aerospace Corporation has sent some of those who previously signed up for more information on Starlink's website an email asking for their full addresses. It only previously asked for people's zip codes, but it needs actual locations to know if it will be able to participate in the technology's testing. In the same email, SpaceX has revealed that it will launch a private beta for Starlink this summer, followed by a public beta. Reddit user Bubby4J data mined Starlink's support website and found more details about the upcoming beta testing. Based on the information they discovered, the program will begin in northern United States and lower Canada, along with rural communities in Washington state area. Further, participants must have a clear view of the northern sky to participate, since the 600 satellites it already deployed can only provide internet access between 44 and 52 degrees north latitude. The Starlink dish, which is pictured. Tombo, if you pull out that picture from the Starlink support page, SpaceX will send its testers as part of a kit needs a view of the northern sky to be able to communicate with those satellites. The kit also includes a router, which already got FCC approval, and a mount. SpaceX warns that the connection will likely be intermittent at first, and its team's work is going to work to optimize the network, and the testers will not be allowed to share their experience to the public. Testers also won't have to pay anything to be part of the program. It will be charged $1 to help test the billing system. No. Possibly.
You ever look up the latitude lines to see like what that covers?
What's that cover? I know you just did.
I mean, it's more difficult than I wanted to, but it looks like it's maybe a little bit of Canada, and then I'm trying to figure out where 40. What was it? You say 42?
44.
44. Yeah. Let me see how low it goes. I mean, Washington, as it sounds like, feel like that's pretty clear.
We're getting close to universal Wi-Fi. I feel like, and I feel like Elon Musk is gonna head up the charge.
It's like to not even the bottom of the Great Lakes, so it's not a huge jump. Interesting. This is cool. Just that, like, the idea of everyone having access to like decent internet is really, really rad. It's interesting that it's one company that's doing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be any competition once it's up and running.
I know. And then everybody's going to be playing catch up and trying to scramble.
That being said, if it's accessible to most people, then it doesn't need to necessarily be priced very high. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's like, because you can charge people a lot, or you can get a lot of people. And I think with this, he can get a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people that aren't used to having awesome internet.
You can have it cheaper and have pretty much everybody on it, and you're making way more than you were if you're charging way more for it. Now,
that's what I'm saying.
I like the concept of being able to one day just like if you don't have Wi-Fi or if you don't have service or whatever it is, you can connect directly to Starlink. I think that's a really cool idea of having complete universal Wi-Fi. And it's cool that this is now getting rolling. And it's 2020, and I give it 5 years, and it will probably be mainstream. Not mainstream, but it will. You'll start to be able to do it like we were with fiber optic.
What's wild here is that there's 600 satellites currently in the sky right now doing this. Right? They're hoping by the end of 2020 to have 1,500.
Correct.
But their long-term plan is 42,000. Feel like we're really far away from that right now.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying is once they get the 1,500 up, and then once they get the 2,000 up and the 3,000 up, then more you and me would probably be like, oh, like, let me try it out. Let me see the speeds if like everything's like good, right?
I'm never going to leave Sonic unless Google does it.
Yeah, exactly. So you slap, SpaceX gets bought by Google. Kevin's all in for it.
No, but like it would be really cool to use this service once it's up and running worldwide. Can you imagine being like, oh yeah, I can go anywhere. I got my Starlink hookup on this laptop, and anywhere on the world I have internet?
Wild. It's wild.
And like this is something that like our kids will probably like be like, it won't happen in like in the next 10 to 15 years for us.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a lot of satellites they got to shoot up there.
Yeah, I'm not saying the full satellites, but I think you can get pretty decent internet with like, because obviously they're probably only going to do like the U.S. first, and then they're going to expand.
But that's not how it works,
parts.
Right? I mean, yeah, they're going to do testing with that, but like it's between those two lines around the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's China, Mongolia. Looks like it's touching a little bit. Like, I wonder how it works. Like, do you need to have a satellite put on the side of your house, or is it something?
No, it says you just need a router and a mount for the router. And that's it. That's all you need, which is crazy.
This is crazy.
And
so I'm just like, what if you're in Europe? Because like that's a decent chunk of Europe it's involved in this area too. I wonder how quickly they can put this out internationally.
Well, here's what's interesting too. It almost, if that became mainstream, there's almost no use for cell phone providers at all.
I mean, I don't know that that's true. I don't know how much information can be put out there. And it's like, can you imagine if they have, I don't know, let's say 100 million users international, like across the world? Like, what kind of load could this all take? You know what I mean? Where it's like, maybe it is going to be for just internet on laptops and not handling mobile stuff. Because there's a different infrastructure already in place on that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, if it could do it, I mean, why wouldn't it be able to? I mean, I think that's why they want so many satellites up in there, is to be able to handle whatever, you know, if you're at a hotel and you have your PS4 and you don't have to connect to the crappy hotel Wi-Fi, and you can get whatever it is, 250, download from Starlink.
Also, it's interesting that one of the caveats is that you have to have a clear north, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you're on a mountain and you're on the south side of it, you're fucked, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is this is all testing right now, and this is all, like, farther away. But I definitely see this happening in our lifetime, to where, like, that's going to be cool.
I'm not saying, like, I also agree it might be in our lifetime. I think this is still, like, 30 to 40 years out.
I don't know about that long. I can see 10 to 15.
I hope it's less. 10 to 15 would be cool.
We'll see. I mean, Elon promised us a bunch of electric taxis by now. And there's not one.
And then they didn't
street.
file the right paperwork for San Francisco, right?
What was that? It was like 22.
That was Uber.
It was 22,000. He said something like that, or like these self-driving taxis on the streets by 2020.
He's still got a couple months.
Yeah, bump it out. Sure, he's got nothing.
They're really close to like level 5 autonomous driving.
The Teslas work really, really well. Have you been in a Tesla?
Have I been in a Tesla ever?
Yeah. Well, like with like the autopilot on.
No, not with the autopilot on. It was just a dude. It was a Model X.
It's just a
dude. Weird.
It's very cool, and it works really, really well. It's terrifying, but it's cool. God, I can't wait for the day where I could like take a nap going to work. Cannot wait. That is the end of the news.
Just sleep more.
I try. I mean, that's the issue. I sleep too much. So then I'm trying to kind of cut back on my sleep, Kev.
What is Tumbo doing here? Just clicking up and down, up and down. Boy, concentrate, Tumbo, concentrate.
What's he clicking up and down on?
He knows what he was doing.
Trying to keep you on your toes.
Keep you on your toes,
dog. Well, I'm on him.
Well, if you like this episode, this is Tech Fever. You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior on Twitter. You can follow all the content I do right here on youtube.com/play everything. All the podcasts, all the shows, any kind of video essay right here where you're watching this or listening to this. Head over to the YouTube page. Help us out. Subscribe. Please, God, we need it. And you can follow Kevin at Kind of Funny Kevin on Twitter, and you can watch his show Screencast, which is Kind of Funny entertainment podcast, every Thursday over at youtube.com/kind of funny.
Yep, that's right. For the people that may have went to watch last week, we didn't have a show. It was my bad.
It was. But it's okay. We are here now.
No. 2 weeks ago when we were like, oh, it'll be tomorrow. It didn't happen. Screencast wasn't the next day. I just forgot we had canceled it for that week. So I just wanted to throw that in there so you could laugh at me, you piece of shit.
Got it. It seems consistent with Kevin Coello. Thank you, Tombo. Thank you, Kevin. And
I had the fever.
We got the fever. Why do you say I? It's we got the fever.
Don't yell at me.
Let's do it. And
we got the fever.
Hey.
But mostly me.
Oh my God.